I'd worked on Collateral Damage with Schwarzenegger and loved what he brought to a terrible movie, just personality wise. And I just thought like this
was rushed.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Collateral Damage was rushed. It was a rushed production. For the script, everything about it, not just the script. The script hadn't been fully fleshed out, in my opinion. The production was rushed, and there's actually sort of a, if you forgive me saying this, there's sort of a cheap, unfinished look about that movie. Just as you watch it, it just doesn't match up to Warner Brothers standards in terms of like the quality, the picture and the sound and everything. And Andy Davis did that. Andy Davis is a great filmmaker, but it was rushed. They were in a big hurry to get it out, and then they couldn't release it because 9/11 happened. I mean, 9/11 happened right around the time that movie was supposed to get released, and they had to shelve it for a while so that they wouldn't appear to be insensitive. Especially you got the Twin Towers in LA as part of it. It's
the rumor in our production office was that Maria Shriver did a rewrite. There was like 11 writers on that, and she was one of the ones, and that it was a vehicle for Harrison Ford once upon a time anyway. So it was a little bit more dramatic than action, but I can't recall. But he brought a really good.
I could see that after The Fugitive. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but Schwarzenegger brought his best Schwarzenegger to it. And one of my lines is in the movie too, because we did like $13 million worth of reshoots after the movie was done. And I was like, you gotta Schwarzenegger, there's the movie. And I'd say around the office, you gotta like have him throw an axe and say, let me ask you a few questions, And of course that ended up in the movie. How? I don't know. Unless somebody actually had the exact same dialogue that was in my head mapped out for him. But I remember going to Milius and saying, hey, your boy is on stage 8 doing reshoots. And John Milius is like, well, let's go see him. And we get on the golf cart. And it's like 2 bears. I mean, Milius is like this Hemingway-esque guy, and we're zipping by, and we come out to the stage, and there's like this David Spade Saturday Night Live type assistant out there with the headset, and he's like trying to stop John Milius. Did I tell you this?
No.
And he goes, guy, fellas, can I help you with something? And Milius is smoking a cigar on a non-smoking lot, of course. And he's like, yeah, I'm here to see Arnold. And the assistant kind of like scuffs, like yeah. And you are, and he's like, and he just takes the cigar out of his mouth, and he's like, just tell him his boss is here. and so we didn't realize we're yelling at this guy next to Arnold's trailer. There is a trailer there. We didn't realize it was Arnold's, and he comes out and he's like, what's going on out here? And then he sees John. He's like, John, how are you? And they hug, and they commiserate. And then Milius introduces Schwarzenegger to me and goes, hey, this is Ethan. He's working with me in my office there in Building 81. And he goes, and Milius puts his hand on my shoulders, or Schwarzenegger puts his hand on my shoulders and goes, you got good shoulders. And then he points at my gut and goes, but you look like you've been relaxing. And then he goes to John. He's like, and you look like you have all of Lake Superior in you. Anyway, but he would tell like the guy, Schwarzenegger would tell like the janitor, like, hey, give me that mop. Let me show you. You got to do it like this to get your shoulders in it. I mean, people say like the McBain guy is over the top in The Simpsons, but Schwarzenegger really was Schwarzenegger on every level with everybody, with the person who made the coffee to the executives. You got the same guy.
Yeah.
I could see him telling Alan Horn, you got to do more push-ups,
Yeah, but he was on when he the minute he landed on the studio lot, he was on. He was performing. The whole lot is a stage. Okay.
Right.
And he was on. I would imagine he was very different in the governor's office if it was just
probably
and an assistant. But if guests came in, I'm sure he then became the Terminator again.
Your road to redemption is paved with tombstones. No quarter, kill all masters. Go to noquarterkillallmasters.com. Rated R.